Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Transform with Travel. I'm Kelly Tolliday, your host, and I have been sharing lately about our experience being in Uruguay with Boundless Life. We've been here since the end of March, and we are now coming to the end of our 3-month program with Boundless Life. And I know I've been sharing a little bit about life here in Uruguay, life here with Boundless Life, the schooling, the education, the families. And if you haven't tuned in, I think there's 2 or 3 other episodes that I've done so far that you can check into and listen from the beginning to now. I'm going to keep this episode really short and sweet because I feel like I'm going to need a little bit more time to kind of process everything that's gone on the last few months. In the last episode, I was talking about kind of the high highs, but also the low lows of the reality of living overseas. We had a death in the family. I had a major back injury. There's just a lot of things that were happening for us as a family. And I was hoping that when I did my final update here in Uruguay, that I would have better news, more hopeful news. And yeah, I went for a walk yesterday after work, and the sun was going down, and there was a baby seal, sitting on the rocks watching the sunset. And I was like, wow, how lucky are we to have had this experience? How lucky are we to be here in this beautiful, safe, calm town and country? I go to the gym when it's dark in the morning, and I don't have an ounce of fear within me, which is not true in other parts of the world, including my own home in Florida. And so just to be able to have this sense of safety and sense of community and sense of belonging in a country that we was, to be completely honest, not even on our radar more 2 years ago, is something that I'll never take for granted. And I really got to give Boundless Life a huge shout out for putting Uruguay on our radar and making it so easy and so seamless for us to be able to move here. We had amazing experiences. We've done day trips, road trips. We've been to the countryside. We've been to different beach towns. We've been surfing, even though it's freezing in the water. But it's just all these new experiences that we've never had as a family. To be able to do this together, it's like not cliche at all, in the sense that it really does. This experience slows you down and gives you so much more time as a family, as a marriage. Our kids get to see us having fun and spending time, way more time together. I'm doing more creative projects. I'm painting, I'm writing. I have all these new ideas for projects that I want to work on. Sam's playing paddle during the workday. We're going on walks. We're cooking together at 3 p.m. Like, there's just so much more time that we have been able to spend as a family. And of course, the added benefit of meeting some really rad, really cool families from around the world who I know that, if we ever happen to be in the same program in another location with Boundless Life, or just happen to be traveling through, that we'll catch up. So it's all just, yeah, there's been a roller coaster of emotions that have happened just from a personal level that's happened within our family. But we really, I don't think, could have landed as softly and as easily as we have with the Boundless Life program here. I've been really, really satisfied and happy with the education. It's very similar to the school and the type of schooling that we have at home. And I'm even more excited that in the fall they're launching a bilingual program. So it's like fully bilingual, 50% Spanish, 50% English, which is kind of what the girls get at home. And I was really hoping for that. And that's number one priority for us, is obviously safety for the kids, and then also getting access to Spanish immersion and Latin American culture immersion. We're super stoked. I don't even know if I've shared this yet on the pod, but we're coming back in September. We decided within like a week of being here that we wanted to come back. So we're going to be doing another 3 months here, September to November. And we'll have spent about 6 months in this gorgeous little safe, cute pocket of the world with surf and with just slow culture. And it's a very like community sharing culture. Everyone helps each other out. So we're super stoked to be coming back here in September, and we'll be back here with Boundless Life. So for those that don't know what Boundless Life is, I highly recommend you start from the beginning of the series so that you get all the scoop of it. But it's essentially like a study abroad program for families. They have 8 locations around the world, and they help families find accommodation. They obviously have an amazing education and schooling within each location. And the really cool thing is that for families that want to kind of bop around to different locations, if your kid, let's say, is 6 years old and they start in September or March or January, no matter which location that they go to after that, if they do 3 months in Bali, 3 months in Japan, 3 months in Uruguay, they're still following the same curriculum and the same progression the entire year, regardless of the location. So it really makes a very seamless learning experience for the kids. And we're very excited that Uruguay is their very first fully bilingual program around the world. They do have a Spain location, but it is not a bilingual program. So if you're looking for the absolute most Spanish immersion that you're going to get, Uruguay is going to be that. And also because just in general, there are plenty of English speakers in this area. Punta del Este is an international destination, but you're definitely going to get more practice here than I think any other location, any other destination I've been to through Central America, Mexico, Spain, South America. I would say Uruguay is the least amount of English spoken that I've been to. So if you as an adult are trying to learn, this is an amazing place for you to learn. So like I mentioned, we're so excited to be able to come back here. We really like this idea of slow travel and not feeling rushed to really experience as much as possible in a 3-month period. So we know that we're coming back and that there's some things that we can just save for when we come back here, because it's impossible to see all there is to see in just a 3-month period. But it's really opened our eyes to just a different way of raising a family and educating. And it's really opened our eyes that we can do this. Like we can do this in our own way. And that 3, 4, 5 months in one location is really what feels good for us from a travel perspective, because you really get to know the people in the community. You get to make friends. You get to really understand the kind of undercurrent of the culture rather than just like tapping in for a few days and tapping out. There's nothing wrong with that either. But that's what works really well for our family. All in all, I have to say major thank you to the staff and team here at Boundless, Kata, Lau, Mati, Tai, all of the teachers in the education center are incredible here in Uruguay. I can't speak to every location, but from what I hear from other families, every location is also great. But from our experience here in Uruguay, we've been so pleased and so happy with the education, with the teachers. Also really excited that when we come back in September, it's going to slowly be getting warmer instead of when we got here in April, it's been slowly getting colder and colder. So it'll be very nice to see, kind of the progression of cold to warm. And for those that are keen to try Boundless, whether they're one of their 3-month programs or one of their summer camps or winter camps, you can use my code KELTOL11, KELTOL11 for €400 off of your program. I don't get paid for this. I get referral credits for future programs, but I don't get paid directly if you use my code. So use it, don't use it. I'm just offering an opportunity for you to save a little bit of money. And they have so many amazing locations around the world that it's actually super hard to choose. So if you have any questions about Uruguay in general, because that's my experience, you can please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks so much for tuning in for this past series. It's been really fun to be able to document. And I know I'll be really happy that I did this because I can go back and see where I was at in different periods of the program. And if this doesn't reach anyone, at least I have this, in my own record books for when I'm older. But I appreciate you listening and tuning in and sharing with your friends, and we will be in touch soon.